And you want me to put that on the monitor? You're trying to use me for marketing dead skin?
It's a business, I gotta sell my powder.
Welcome back to The Pond, the club where I interview indie VTubers on a smaller scale. I am your host, Kero, and with me today, I am with Guinea, or the many other names that they like to go by. Would you please explain, kind of tell everybody about yourself?
Well, first off, it's Ginny.
Is
Gin with
it?
the alcohol. Yes.
Ginny.
Second off, yes, I also go by Roza, Jade, Jin. I have a few other nicknames. The whole premise is basically I'm a changeling. This wasn't always the case. But things happen. Yeah. Roza is the current model design you guys are currently seeing on screen, which is the red snake, which is my original design. Which I've had since I first started VTubing, as a corpo VTuber originally. And then I graduated, like full-on graduated. And then I made Ginny, which is like the changeling OC. It used to be like a D&D OC. And then I got roped into joining Lucid, which bought my IP, my Roza IP, from my old company. So I pretty sure I'm still the only VTuber that has ever graduated from a company that didn't let you keep your IP, and then lost it, and then lost and then regained their IP. Pretty sure about that. Okay. But I was Lucid for a while, and then I became indie for reasons. And I've been indie since, and I'm, as far as the public is aware, currently still indie.
All right. So, what would you like to be called for this interview specifically?
Anything works. You can be like, "Hey, bitch," and I'll be like, "Uh-huh." Yeah.
Oh, I don't know about that. I'm talking to just straight up "Hey, bitch."
Ginny, Roza, either way is fine.
We played
Jade.
one game together. I think it's about that time I can start making fun of you.
Yeah, that's enough. That's enough.
Yeah. So, speaking of us playing one game together and things like that, I think the best way to start off with is asking you, the first time we met, the first thing you said to me was that you wanted to eat me. Why was that the first thing that came to mind? Are you muted?
Oops. Your model is very cute.
Yeah.
And it's very poofy. It's very it's food adjacent in my brain.
It's food adjacent. Well, at least
my brain's like, oh my god, this thing is adorable. I want to put it in my mouth.
Well, at least I look tasty to somebody. That boosts my self-confidence. All right. I'll take it.
I'm a simple creature. Something that looks like food, it's probably food.
Well, I can assure you that I am. Well, I'm not trying to be food, but I admit.
Sometimes I am mistaken, and things that look like food end up being poisonous. But I mean, mistakes well made.
No, I understand. You gotta look at my thighs. So,
that is true. That is true.
They look very meaty. They're juicy. Can't be
Your
mad
model
at
is
that.
very edible. It is up there on the edibility scale.
The edibility scale. So it's funny though, because in my notes here, obviously, we're going to go through a whole bunch of stuff, but I'm gonna just knock this out the way right away because I'm pretty sure everybody asks you about it. It's always the thing that's brought up on your streams or whatever, or somebody new coming to your stream or anything like that. And I think you know exactly what I'm about to bring up as well. So what is the theme behind the feet?
What?
Feet.
Feet?
Yeah.
What do you mean by theme?
I've seen some of your streams where it's you have a feet cam, I think.
Oh, okay.
And then on your Twitter, there's a lot of feet as well.
Okay. So let's start from the beginning. This all started from a charity stream.
Mm-hmm.
I did a charity stream last year where we were I don't remember what the name of the charity was. I think it's Games for Love, and we were basically trying to get money to get video games for kids in hospitals, right? And one of the goals that I put up, really simple goal, was I'll play Dark Souls 2 one-handed with a hand cam.
Mm-hmm.
Right? Someone had just got me a hand cam, and I'd been talking about doing like hand cam videos and stuff. I was like, this is a great idea, right? And so, that was what I was gonna do. And so, oh my god, I'm so distracted. I just noticed the DVD video thing. Oh my god, it almost hit the corner. That was almost perfect. Sorry. And so, what ended up happening was that I started playing Dark Souls 2 one-handed, and the way that I don't know about you, but the way that I sit down when I play video games, alright, is I lay back in my chair, alright, I put my feet up on my table, and I play my game. That's how I just sit, alright? That's how I like to sit while I play a game. I know I have a habit of putting my feet up on my table when I play games. I didn't want chat to see my feet, so I put on socks. I never wear socks indoors, but I put on black socks, right?
Okay.
And I play the game, right? I got through about two streams before chat started like buying me socks, right? Because I have this rule where anything they buy me, I have to wear.
Oh no.
Which have not been fulfilling. I have things that I need to wear that I haven't put on, so I'm like nervous about it. But what ended up happening was that chat bought me some like cat toe bean socks, and so I wore them on stream. And then someone, specifically No-Go, was like, "What if we paid you to change socks?"
To just change socks like on stream?
Yeah, to like swap to different socks, right?
Okay.
And I was like, well, I'll think about it. And what I came up with in my pure genius is I came up with a gotcha system.
A gotcha system?
Oh my god, it just ew, that was basically in the corner. That was almost perfect.
You're the first person who's actually saw the set while we like do like the interview.
Oh.
Yeah.
Lamel. But anyway, and so what ended up happening was that I created a gotcha system. So this is the idea. Alright, the idea is there's a wheel, right? I made this wheel myself, alright? And on the wheel, there's 20 slots, right? And actually I need to pull up so look at it. My OBS keeps fucking crashing though, I don't know why. Stop that. Stupid. But what I did was basically, I color-coded the wheel with different colors, right? And then I put myself at the center of it, and I attach a code to my head. So when I spin myself, when I spin my model, it'll eventually, yeah, okay, OBS just instantaneously crashed whenever I open it. I'll have to figure that out later. But, here, let me, go away. I can do this. See this?
Yeah.
What I'm doing? Oh, actually, don't. You just see me shaking on your end, huh?
It's
not actually spinning. I forget that I'm locked in place for you.
Yeah.
That's a little weird. But my model can spin, alright? Spin. And so I would spin on the wheel, and depending on what color I landed on, what socks I would wear, right? So I had the black socks, I had some like white socks with like pink stripes, I had some pink socks. I remember one of the socks I had at first. I had the cat toe bean socks. There was another one. I had the lace socks, were very popular. And then for the very first wheel, the first iteration of the wheel, the 5% chance, right? The one, like the very small chance to land on the wheel was because it was 20% for the black and the whites, that's 40. 15% for the pink scrunchy socks. 10%, right? Am I doing this right? 10% for the
Math, not math, but it's okay.
Yeah, that's not mathing, right? I'm trying to remember. It's 5, 10, 15, 20. Is it 20? Yeah, I think it was 25% for each of the black and the white socks. And then from there it kind of goes down for the rest of the 50. But yeah. And so the idea was that the last sock at 5% chance, very very small percent chance, would be the see-through sheer socks that they got me.
See-through sheer
Um,
socks?
See-through, completely sheer. Yes, they're see-through. I don't know how else to describe that.
Yeah.
They're literally see-through. But and so what ended up happening was that I made it so that basically chat can like donate to increase the odds for socks.
Hmm.
And so that kind of became a thing. And eventually, as like we got tired of all the old socks, they kept buying me new socks, right? So like we got the fucking we got different iterations of like the lace socks. We got fishnets. We got the fucking stirrup socks. I own so many fucking socks now.
I can imagine.
None of which I can wear in public.
I mean,
It's
you probably could wear them, but they'd probably be covered, especially if you're wearing like pants or like shoes and stuff like that.
yeah.
They'd probably be
I
covered
always
those.
wear like full on pants.
But thankfully, like
I had fucking like the striped fucking femboy socks. For a while as well. The what do you call programmer socks? Is that what they're called?
I'm not.
I had multiple colors of those. Like while I was like during like the Halloween era, I got some of those in like white, orange, and purple. But yeah, so many different variations of sock, and that kind of just became the thing. It turned into it went from. By the way, this entire time I'm playing the game one-handed. I'm playing Dark Souls 2, Skull of the First Sin, one-handed.
I saw you've been doing that for a while. I've seen that you posted clips of you beating like Dark Souls bosses with one-handed.
Yeah, it's done. It happened. I beat the whole game, every single fucking boss, one-handed. And then someone paid me to do it again for Dark Souls 3. And we did that. We did it again for Dark Souls 3. Just all bosses run.
That's some talent I will never have.
Fucking one-handed. But everyone only really cares about the feed, so that's what people show up for, I guess. And so that's kind of where the whole feed thing came up. And so chat kept fucking like showing me feed things, sending me feed things, forcing me to kind of like pay attention to what my feet look like.
And it kind of just
then
started developing into like something way like more than you thought it ever would be.
Yep. And now I have a feet fetish, and it's literally
I feel like that's how it is for a lot of people. Like it's not there initially, but the more exposed you are to it, the
chat literally groomed me. Chat literally groomed me into liking feet.
Okay, so the weirdest thing that I've seen so far that has popped up on my TL is the toe gummies, the lifesavers. I saw that.
If we had only done this interview last week, that wouldn't have happened.
Okay.
That was yesterday.
It was literally yesterday, and I don't think people realize this goes to show just how much I will throw into an interview till the interview like happens. Like whatever happens up to that point, I'm basically all over like your streams, your Twitter, whatever. Like anything that pops up, I'm going to talk about.
My soul. So basically, okay. So I've been trying to showcase some stuff. I've been trying to generate just a little bit of hype for Jin and Ginny. I mentioned before that's like the new character I made.
You've had some the animations done also as well.
Yep, I've had some animations done.
Editing Kero put a lot of this stuff on screen. Not the lifesaver toes though. Like we can leave that off my hard drive.
Why not? Coward.
I'm gonna put it on the DVD screen. There you go.
So what ended up happening is that I told Twitter, I said, hey, I'm gonna put up a poll, whichever one of these wins, I'll do tomorrow. And one of them was to post all of the concept art for Jin. Jin is the gender bent version of Ginny, the male counterpart. The idea was that Ginny's a changeling, so I can do both male and female characters. Jin is the male counterpart, the male changeling form. And so I haven't really shared much about like anything of his. I've been kind of keeping him in like my back pocket. And so I was like, yeah, like I'll show you guys all the concept art for Jin. Or alternatively, I'll take a picture of my feet and the feet flops. Context. What the feet flops are is I sell on my fucking store. Shameless plug. I sell.
If you give me a link, I'll put everything in the description and stuff.
I'm gonna. I'll tell you one better. I'll send you a picture.
I don't think I need the picture of the feet flops.
Nah, you need the picture of the feet flops. Don't worry. It's just the feet flops. It's not the my feet in them. It's just the.
I don't think it matters. You've already like peer pressured me into putting your lifesaver toes on screen. So.
That's you know what that's yep good you have a very good point there. Where the fuck did I put it? I don't know where the fuck it is. You know what? Never mind. I'll send it. But yeah. So basically, what ended up happening was, actually no, here it is. Yeah. Here. This song. I sell these. These both exist. These are both on my store.
Yeah.
And so basically what happened was, chat, as you can imagine, voted for the feet flop. It just hit the corner. I saw it. It did. It was a real corner hit. It happened. It fucking happened. Someone timestamp that. And so I had to post a picture of my feet in the feet flop, right? So that happened. And the day after, I was like, okay, well, let's try this again. Let's up the stakes, right? And I said, I'll post the Jin concept art, and I'll also post the extended like lore teaser, right? Like lore trailer teaser.
Yeah.
That actually includes Jin's voice. So the very first reveal of Jin's voice is actually on the internet right now. It's there. You just can hear what Jin sounds like. Just a little bit of a tease. He says one sentence.
The funny thing is, when I first watched that trailer, I was at work, so I have my phone on mute, so like I'll watch like some stuff in silent or whatever. So I didn't even know, like I missed that completely. I completely missed that part. I watched the trailer and didn't get any of the audio.
Now you know it's there. It's there. It's there for you to watch later. But so that happened, right? And that won, right? So we put that up. The alternative was the toe gummy. Someone, whom I will just straight up say, Unwanbun, asked me, well, if you know, whichever one loses, can you make it one of your like stream dono goals, right? Because I have like a funding list. I basically have like a constantly running like dono like list, basically like, hey, here's some goals you can like put your money towards. Just let me know what you want the money to be towards, right?
Yeah,
like rather than having like events running, I just have like a constant list of things that chat can fund for themselves if they want.
And I feel like that's a very good idea, you know, like
it
gets them involved, and you get to do really fun, weird stuff because of it. So
yeah, I got the idea from kids, from the bickering bunch, yeah, and so like we've been doing that. So he was like, oh, like can you add it whichever one loses to the list? And I was like, yeah, sure, why not? I'll just add it to the list. And he was like, okay, cool, bet. So after a 52 to 48% vote for the Jin stuff, give me a second. Give me just a second. I'm gonna interrupt that story for just a second. People talking outside my fucking door. I'm back. I'm so sorry.
No, you're perfectly fine.
The reason why we're doing the whole dono thing is because I'm dying to move the fuck out. Chat. This is no secret to chat, but my family is not great. But anyway. Fuck. What was I saying? Yeah. So after 52 to 48% vote, chat voted for the Jin stuff miraculously, and then as promised, I added the like toe gummies, like we keep saying toe gummies without any context.
Yeah.
It's lifesavers.
Yeah, it's lifesavers.
Like
and
rings.
The thing is,
around my toes.
I'm pretty sure at some point you tagged the Lifesavers Twitter account.
I did.
I
did.
Put it on screen.
Yeah, like, within fucking minutes of like, I sent it to Bear, to my mod. I told him to price it whatever he thinks is fair. I usually trust Bear to price things because like Bear is he's not like a very sexual person like at all. And so like I trust him to like be able to give me unbiased prices for like values for like the stuff on the list. And Bear priced it at $475. All right, that's what it would cost for me to fucking like post a fucking picture of like my fucking feet with like gummy like rings.
So for
on my
just that
fucking toes.
picture, you made nearly $500,000.
Yeah.
I'm in the wrong business.
But Unwan Bon was ready, I guess. He was ready. He had his savings in order. He was very prepared. And the moment I told him, like within minutes, it was like, I was like, what the fuck? Is this man for real? Like all of it now, instantaneously, all at once? What the fuck?
Okay, but
it
gives you a chance to put gummies around your... You know, how does that even feel?
to have gummies around my fucking toes?
Yeah, like, what was going through your head as you were doing it? Other than, well, somebody paid for this, so it's, but like...
Gross. That's what was going through my head. I was like, this is fucking gross. This is very strange.
Do you feel like you wasted
weird.
those lifesavers? Like, dang, I could have ate these.
They all went into the trash afterwards. Chow was like, okay, sell them now. And I was like, fuck no.
Did they say sell them? Yeah. What are they gonna do with gummy lives? You know what? I'm not gonna...
Food is food, man. It hit the corner again! Sorry. But, and so, what ended up happening was, on stream, right? Because I was about to start streaming Sekiro after this. This was yesterday. I went ahead and I on streamed the entire like first half hour of stream is just me saying ew basically while like wrapping fucking gummies around my fucking toes. Just, you know, gaping up those gummy holes. But yeah, that was an experience. Pulling them off was weird as well. I imagine that's what it feels like to like pull off a condom.
What, like the gummies are?
Yeah, cause you're just kind of like rolling it off your toe, you know.
You know, for my usual audience, they're probably just hearing us talk about feet, and it's like a lot of my usual viewers probably aren't even surprised. A lot of the fighting games I play, I usually play as the characters that are barefoot, and it's not.
Jury?
I play Jury. In Guilty Gear, I play Ramlethal, and stuff like that. So, like, I understand, but like, a lot of people usually joke like, "Well, Kero's into feet," and it's like, look, I just like the characters that are barefoot. I don't understand why. I just do.
It's just a weird phenomenon, you know. Like, there's no rhythm or rhyme to it. It just happens to be this. It just, you know, just happenstance.
It just happens. But sorry to everybody who's maybe new. Actually, no. If you're new to my channel, that means you're probably coming from her, and you already knew about all this, so it doesn't matter.
I'm sorry either way.
So
God, fucking...
you have a lot of things to design, being a changeling. So you have a lot of different character, like models and stuff like that. When you're with your current model on screen right now, what was your thought process behind like designing it?
So, I've kind of come up with the original concept for every design I've ever like had.
Mm-hmm.
All the Jenny and Jin stuff that's still in the works. Jade is my old voice acting OC. That's also I have a model in the works for that as well. I also have a Roza 2.0 that's in the works. But for Rosa, the original concept was I was talking with HavenX, the CEO of... Sorry, talking with June, the CEO of HavenX, the original company I was first in.
Mm-hmm.
And we were talking about ideas on like what to do. We wanted something animal. I was like, okay. And so the first thing that he suggested to me before anything else was a bull girl.
A
dressed
bull
in
girl?
Dressed in matador clothing. Because I speak Spanish.
Yeah.
And I had to explain, I was like, well, first off, I'm not from Spain. I'm not Spanish. I just speak the language. Second off, people really don't like that practice.
Oh yeah, like
Um,
doing the I'm a VTuber of something I'm not, like culture wise.
well, no, not even that. I just mean like bullfighting in general.
Oh, that's
Or
also
not the
true.
biggest fan of that. So like dressing me up as like a bull VTuber, right? In fucking matador clothing is like guaranteed to piss somebody off. And at the time, right, we were very much going for like the idol sort of like aspect of things and like trying to stay out of trouble and blah blah blah. Which I then quickly found out was bullshit because after giving us an entire lecture on all the things not to talk about, which included NFTs. They went out before we even debuted, and we're like, "Oh yeah, we're doing NFTs." So, not great. But by the time we cared, and so we said no to that idea, and he asked me what animal I relate to, and I was looking at my cat laying on my bed, and I was about to say cat, and I had to. A split-second decision, chat, is the only reason why I'm not a cat girl. Okay. Why am I saying chat?
I mean, yeah,
decision.
you've been saying chat like all night. It's so funny because it shows just how much of a streamer you actually are.
It's the fucking streamer brain rot, dude.
It's actually like super funny because I don't call my chat even though I stream, but like most people would probably think of me like the VTuber version of fucking Corey Kenshin at this point, but so
this is all pre-recorded. I'm still talking to chat. It's in the room with us right now.
Still talking to chat.
But
they don't know, but they're all listening. Yeah.
But a split-second decision is the only thing that changed the course of me being another cat girl. One of many.
Yeah, there are a ton of them. Nothing to my cat girls out there. There needs to be.
Yeah.
You need to be there, you know.
We need you. Without you, we wouldn't have the standard. But yeah, I almost became a fucking cat girl. And then it didn't happen. I instead opted for Snake, and I became Red Snake. And so we knew that we were want to go for like red, black, and gold. That's something that June was like, yeah, I feel like I associate these colors with you. And as he said that, I looked around my room, and had all of the red, black, and gold in my room, and I was like, okay. I get it. And so I suggested Snake, right? And he wasn't a fan of the idea, so we came up with a few more. And after that, I went ahead and I hopped into Code Vein, which is where I always design everything. That's where the concept for everything starts for me. Whenever I think of a character, I hop on Code Vein, and I start coming up with like ideas of what it'll like kind of look. And so I made a design for Roza on Code Vein, and before I designed anything else, I fell in love with it. I was like, this is amazing. I thought of a name, I thought of fan tags, I thought of art tags, I thought of everything, alright? Everything came together in that moment. And then, just for the sake of saying I tried. I tried the other ideas we came up with as well, and I just didn't like them, so I tossed them away immediately. And we just stuck with Roza. And that's how Roza happened.
Roza is a good design. Like, I'm not
yeah,
obviously dude. It's a very good design. I actually really enjoy it. I like the goggles a lot.
I've been trying to so with Ginny, right? Like when I made Ginny, I was trying so hard to I was like, oh yeah, Rosa was a great fucking design. Let me just fuck it, we'll just make a new one, right? We don't have Rose anymore, but it's fine, who cares? We'll just make a new design. And so I started coming up with Ginny, which is based off of a changeling character that I used to play, or I played once for D&D. And I rolled with that, and I came up with a name, and all that stuff. And it wasn't until after I regained Rosa that I realized I was like, yeah, Rosa. I kind of struck gold with this idea because it's so marketable. Like the name is very simple.
Mm-hmm.
The design is very it has
yeah.
It's very unique.
I've noticed that you've put the I want to say they look like tattoos. I'm not sure, the tattoo marks around your arms, stuff. You use that for your merch and stuff too. That symbol alone could be used in so much merch. And the best part,
it's just barbed wire.
Yeah, and the best part about it is when you think about a lot of VTuber merch, a lot of it comes off as cringy because they put their face all over it, it's colorful or whatever. You could put that on merch and nobody would even know it's from a VTuber, and it would still be super stylish.
Yeah, exactly. I have a bunch of merch designed around the earring that I have. We use it for the Hellfire Metalworks logo, which is the place where Rosa quote unquote works or used to work, I guess, back when like I was still in Haven X. And I have some of that merch, and I just wear that stuff. It looks fucking cool. Like, it looks fucking like, and you would never know it's like a VTuber thing. And so that's always been like, I'm someone that doesn't like I don't like wearing like anime stuff.
Yeah.
In public, even though like I like anime stuff, I don't know, it just feels kind of cringe.
It's like an at-home thing.
Yeah, but like I still like I also I generally prefer like minimalist designs. Like the same way I don't like wearing logos. Like I don't like wearing like Nike shirts or anything like that, right? I don't like wearing stuff that makes me feel like I'm fucking branding. But like with like the Rosa stuff, I've been like working on trying to make stuff that's like it looks fucking cool. Like we recently put out the No Step on Snack merch. I don't know if you've seen that, but I'm like super happy with that.
Probably have, but
it looks like this. Let me send you. The idea for it was basically we took the Gadsden flag and we Rosified it. Is what we did.
Yeah.
The art was done by Alexander01, who may or may not be dead.
Huh?
Yeah, I don't know. I had him working on another project. Actually, I had him working on the art for the. I still credit him on it because he did most of like design work for it, and it was like pretty much almost done by the time I handed it off to the other artist who finished it. But here. But yeah, he kind of fell off the face of the earth, and I never heard from him again. Nor did anyone else that I knew that worked with him. So, I don't know. He's gone. He's in the wind.
It happens.
But yeah, and so that design's fucking awesome, right? And like you would never guess it's like a VTuber thing just from looking at it. You'd be like, wow,
yeah,
really
no, it looks
cool,
great.
like wicked looking snake design, right? And so that's kind of like what I always go for, right? And like I don't know, I feel like Rose is very marketable, and as I've been like moving towards like getting closer to like the Ginny like soft pre-debut, I've been kind of sticking to the idea of maybe keeping the channel Rosa branded, even though the idea is that like Ginny is like the main like model, right? And then everything else is gonna be like a changeling form.
Yeah.
Like a you know like a new a changeling persona, if you will.
Yeah, I think it gives you a lot of freedom as well to be, you know, based off of like a changeling. Like whatever you feel like being that day, you can just be.
Exactly. Like that's always been kind of the idea of like what I've wanted to do for like even at the very start even with Rosa. Like I would tell people that Rosa's lore is that she's half snake devil, half cubus. So like that she can like I can like later be like, oh, she's shapeshifting into other things, right?
Yeah.
That's something I've always kind of wanted to like play with. And so like once I no longer had Rose's IP, I was like, yeah, fuck it, we'll just do that. Like we'll just go with the changeling route. But I quickly realized that changeling is not very marketable. Just like, you know, just a bland like white character, pretty much. Her outfit's like wicked, you know? Like I spent a lot back and forth with the concept artist for that.
Yeah.
But
I feel like things around a basic stand can be like really marketable as well. Like you could have like a basic or like a standard like start, and then what you put around it or on it could actually make it be the thing that like stands out. So if it's in your hands, I completely believe it's gonna look great. You great model here already. It's not too much. It's not too little. Like I think you could tell by my model that I am not the flashy type either.
Yeah,
like,
yeah, you're like the like minimalist type. I like to I have a really bad habit of like over designing. But like at the same time, I don't like it when it's like. I don't like when the design is like really top heavy, where it's like, oh, like it's really really over designed up here, and then the pants are really bland.
Yeah.
Right. So like I like to keep it consistent. It's like most important to me. So I like to over design, yes, but I like to spread out all of the like everything throughout the model head to toe. Right. Like there's details even down there. The tattoo you mentioned. So that coils up the arm, goes down between the booba, and then it goes all the way down the other leg, and it ends at a little snake head at the ankle.
That's really cool. It almost reminds me of I don't know if you've ever seen Soul Eater, but it kind of reminds
Medusa?
me of like Medusa.
So that's actually what it's based off of. So originally I based Rose's like arm tattoo off of my IRL tattoo, which is the like Medusa Soul Eater tattoo.
It's funny because when I first got my model, I was like, "There's one character I need to put my my model in the stance of like instantly," and well, I'm gonna send you the picture because you'll be able to tell who it is
go for it.
as soon as like you see it. But it's literally like the first thing I was like, yeah, I need this. So I got it done. I got it made. When I say that I am down bad for Medusa, which just so happens to be another barefoot character, comments leave me alone.
Same! She's great, dude. I love her so much. I at some point when I have more money is like available, I want to go back and retouch my tattoo. Because when I originally got it done, it was my first ever tattoo, and I guess the guy that like was gonna do it didn't really want to do it, so he kind of simplified the design. It was also my first one, and I'm a really small person, so he expected it to like take 2 sessions.
Yeah.
Because I was probably gonna like bitch and moan about it or something. No, he did it all at once in one go. I just kind of sat there through it. I was like, yeah, this is fine. They were very surprised.
I think working with artists is a lot more nerve-wracking than people give it like credit for, especially when it's something that you're gonna have to like look at multiple times. And but you're like, I don't want to bother them too much, but I know I'm gonna have to look at my model every day. So.
Yep. And so like, well, like when that was the thing. Like tattoos are fucking permanent, right? So when I was getting that tattoo, the artist like, I'm not talking about the mall artist. I'm talking about like my tattoo artist. Like when I first got this tattoo, he simplified the design, and so I kind of want to go back and like retouch it, and basically cover up the head, and make it more similar to like the original design. Well, that's neither here nor there. For Ginny has a bunch of tattoos, and what I did with Ginny was that I placed all of Ginny's tattoos in the same or similar location to where I have tattoos IRL. I think the only one I changed was the tattoos I have on either side of my calf. I instead gave Ginny a tattoo like over her knee, so it's like more visible. Other than that, like Ginny's tattoos are in all the same places where I have them.
Okay, so I just wanted to ask, when it comes to stuff outside of like characters and stuff like that, which obviously takes a long time to get done, things like that. What is like the most fun thing about creating a new model for you, like a new like design?
Like you mean like in terms of like
what part part of the design do you go, yeah, I'm about to hit hard with this, like I'm about to go crazy with this part of the design?
Man, I don't know. I never really like, when I think about like my designs that I make, I never really think about it from like a piece to piece perspective, I guess. I always from the very, very start give myself like an overarching idea that I want to go for. So I guess that moment to me is very early on. It's when I have the idea and I have that eureka moment of what I want to do. I think that's when I'm like, okay, yeah, let's go. Like that's my like hype moment whenever I'm like coming up with like a new character idea. Like for example, so aside from the ones that I currently have in the works, right, like having the model done and all that stuff, right, I do also have some other designs that I I've been kind of workshopping the ideas for, right? Mostly for like if Jin gets popular and like I want more like male characters. And one of them, the idea came from a conversation I saw on Twitter, where a certain VTuber, whose name I do not remember, other than he is a bear VTuber, who's like a black supremacist, was basically just trying to invent slurs for another VTuber. Like slurs. Yeah, he was trying to just like. So the TLDR is he was using the white emoji, like the white circle emoji, in place of the word white when referring to white people. And someone was like, "That's kind of like fucked up. Like if you know if people did that for the other, like if people did that for black people, like they would complain."
Yeah.
Right. And so he this guy basically like started like oh, whatever you say, like white bitch, whatever, blah 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 blah, and started like just inventing slurs for her, just straight up, just like. And one of them that caught my attention was Snow Roach. And so I have a really bad phobia of insects, but the concept of Snow Roach, just I don't know, there was like an elegance to it, and I was like, that sounds amazing. And
so
it would fit
you
me
took
so
something
well.
that was meant to be bad, and you're like, I'm gonna make it a good thing.
Kinda. And so I really look, at the end of the day, if anyone really wanted to legitimately use Snow Roach as an insult against me, I would just look at them dead in the eye and say, well, you know what? It's better than being a regular roach. That's all I'd have to do. Like when people come up with fucking slurs, like they need to really think about this shit more. Like it's so easy for some of these to backfire. But like the idea of like, so again, like I am petrified. Roaches are like my worst enemy, my worst nightmare. Okay, I have a really bad phobia. I see a roach right now and I would start screaming. Just thinking about it's making me paranoid. But the idea of like this like white roach, right? And so like when you think about like when I think about characters, I try to like, especially animals, I try to think of like features that I can relate to, right? And if there's anything at all that I can relate to with roaches, is their fucking perseverance. Like they're just so hard to kill. They're so hard to get rid of. Okay.
So it's hard to get rid of you.
Very. Name me another like corpo VTuber that has graduated from 2 agencies and still has the same IP. Name me one. You can't. And so, yeah, like that's kind of like, I don't know. I'm hard to get rid of. I'm very like, I'm tough to kill. And so, like I was like, yeah, you know what? Fuck yeah, this fits. And so I came up with the idea of, it made me think of like a Batman. You know how like Batman, like he's actually like afraid of bats.
Mm-hmm.
And so he went with like the animal that he fears as like his persona. That's why he's the Batman. It made me think of that, and so I was like, okay, well now we gotta go for like a superhero theme, right? And then this is when I had that eureka moment, and so I decided that the Snow Roach was just gonna be Jin, like the normal changeling form, in a superhero costume, in like a Kamen Rider-esque like roach themed, slightly like white latex, like white spandex, like superhero costume, having a fucking schizo fit about like racism. I was like, this is the character.
This is it.
It's just
this is
be,
the one.
it's just gonna be Jin having a schizo fit. It's perfect.
This is the one.
And so now the theme for the Snow Roach is that he's a superhero whose whole gist is that he wants to fight racism through the power of the superior equal opportunity racism.
I see.
He's a champion of equality.
So
equality.
You have all these ideas and things like that. So like, is that what makes content fun for you? Is doing all these different ideas? From the way you do like the donation things, the making new characters so you can use these new characters on stream and like flesh out their lore. So is that what makes content fun for you? Like, what's like the thing that makes like content pop?
I think that's what makes content fun for chat. I'm a much simpler person to please. please. I don't need all this crazy stuff to be happy. What makes content fun for me is when I get to just kind of chill and vibe and play something that I enjoy while talking to people that like are not necessarily like the same minded, but people that are like chill and like, you know, I can just kind of vibe with, right? That's why I don't like to cater to any particular group when I am like, you know, like when I think about my audience, right? Like it's very, very varied, and it'd be really hard to point at like any particular circle and be like, yes, everyone here is into this thing, right? Because I just don't like to cater. And so because of that, like my community is very tight knit, I guess. Because like even though we all disagree on something, like a lot of things probably, we can all kind of just respect each other anyway, right? And then that's what kind of makes it like
Having a kind, respectful community where like people are, you know, welcome, I think is what a lot of
I wouldn't say kind.
Well,
kind isn't the word I'd use, but welcome is definitely the word I'd use. Like whatever it is that you're into, as long as it's not something like, I don't fucking know, like diddling kids, alright? As long as like your thing is not something fucking like horrible, some like that would make you deserving of death. You're probably gonna be welcome in my community, like even if people disagree with you. Like I openly am very anti-commie, but I have friends and I have people in the community that are fucking just straight up commies. Like it's like what the fuck. But yeah, they're still welcome as long as like they can respect that I disagree. You know, like
you are a rare breed.
I am very, very, very queer. I am very strange. All right. I'm gender fluid is what I usually kind of go for. I feel like that's like what best kind of fits. I prefer. I don't like labels, but that's what kind of best fits me. I like one of my like closest friends who I actually just started working with, like the company that he works for a sponsorship thing. Is straight up an Orthodox priest. Like, think about that. And so, like, that's kind of like all I really like. As long as like people can like fucking respect each other and maintain like any like arguments to like the designated locations for them, and as long as they understand that like whatever they argue about, like outside of that room, like we're all still friends. They're welcome. They're more than welcome. That's fine. Like whatever it is they're into.
I heavily agree. I've interviewed multiple people on the show so far, and I think even like I said at the beginning, I'm very unbiased to everybody's like opinions and stuff like that. Like I'm here to learn who you are and get to know you as you. Like I don't, you know. So I'm not gonna judge people. I'm not biased towards or against, you know, whatever they may like or whatever they may want to do. You know, it's their life, not mine. I'm just here to ask questions.
Yeah, like that's pretty much it for me. Like that's what I really enjoy about content creation. Getting able to just kind of, if I had to pinpoint it to one particular stream and be like, this is peak, this is what I enjoy. If I had to just kind of craft the idea for that right now, it would be me playing my favorite game of all time, Dark Souls 2, while talking to chat. That's it. That's all I need.
I think that's perfectly fine, honestly.
Everything else is
I'd be
just,
happy if I could just play my favorite game and chat and just chill with chat, which I'm pretty sure a lot of us actually can do that. It's just a lot of things in the back of our head going, well, how much longer can they watch the same content?
I've learned that the answer is a lot. Dark Souls 2 is still some of my most popular content. I just need to find new ways to play it.
Yeah, like I'm pretty sure there's always new ways to play.
There's gonna come a point. There's gonna come a point. Oh, sorry. I'm drinking Pepsi. There's gonna come a point where my channel's gonna be almost entirely just me doing like randomizer runs of fucking Dark Souls 2, and I'm just gonna slightly alter the randomization every time.
I think that's pretty
randomization
good. I mean,
seed number 1. Randomization seed number 2.
I mean, look at most content creators doing randomizer runs for their entire content. People that play Legend of Zelda, Pokemon, all that stuff, like any game, as long as you can randomize it, that's content.
Yep. That is secretly my goal. Don't tell chat. I want more feet still. I have to keep them hooked in with the feet, and then
What do you mean? Don't tell chat. Like if
Oh yeah, right. Forgot.
Yeah, this is the video. They can come watch it at any time.
It's fine. It's fine. Just don't tell them.
Nah, they'll
alright?
never make it this far in. You know, they don't have the attention span to watch 50 minutes of
Chat.
content.
Chat. Don't look. There you go. Problem fixed.
So, I was gonna do this whole joke, right, where I send you a picture of an onion and ask you what it is, but I think we've moved past that point. Like, I think you've learned, because I don't know if you remember, but at some point I think you called like an onion garlic or something like that at some point, and I was gonna make fun of you for it, but I was like, nah, she's experienced now. She's ascended to a higher plane at this point.
I've cooked, and I've gotten 10 out of 10s more than once. So.
Who let
I've not
who
cooked
let
since,
them
by the
cook?
way. I have not cooked since, dude. I still have oil stains on my fucking wall from that first time I fucking.
You said grill stains?
I have oil stains.
Oh, oil stains.
I have oil stains on my fucking wall.
That's wild. That oil
They're just
was,
like baked into the fucking paint.
that oil was hot and popping.
Yeah, dude.
Wait, what
Bro,
were you making?
The first time?
Yeah.
It was something. I was cooking some pork. And I was making some other stuff to mix with the pork. I don't remember.
And you said you haven't cooked since then.
No. I've cooked plenty since then.
Oh, okay.
But that was my first thing I ever made, and it was okay. And then I got better and better and better. And I learned that my specialty is burgers. I'm really good at making burgers.
Yeah, the
My
best.
family really likes my burgers.
Burgers are super fun to make. The best burgers I ever made is when I was fucking wasted drunk. Those are the best burgers I ever made, and I cannot replicate it unless I am drunk.
Wait, hold on. Are they good because you made them while drunk? Or are they good because you ate them while drunk?
They were good because I made them while drunk.
Okay.
When I make
Okay.
burgers, otherwise, it just feels like I don't know how how much seasoning to use. When I'm drunk, it's like my body just knows. My ancestors come down from the heavens. They put their hand on my shoulder and they're like, "You know what to do." Like it's just a different feeling.
The way that I've been doing like salt and stuff, like rather than like measuring. So at first I was like, I don't know what I'm doing. So I'm just gonna measure everything with like everything. All right. Like I pulled out a fucking ruler to chop carrots. Okay.
Huh?
That happened. That actually happened. I pulled out a fucking ruler to chop carrots, make sure that's exactly the dimensions that the recipe asked for. But since then, I've learned that the way to do it is to just, like, I was like, okay, it's just to add a pinch of salt, right? And so I'll just sit there, I'll just keep adding salt until chat starts yelling at me. That's how I know what a pinch is.
You're letting chat measure for you.
If chat starts yelling at me to stop, I've probably added enough.
So you don't just cook with your heart. You don't say, "Nah, I just know how like this much salt will taste." You're like, "Chat,
No.
stop me."
No, not really. I'm just like, okay, is this a pinch yet? Is this a pinch? And then I have to account for the fact that there's delay. and so once I see like 4 or 5 messages of chat being like, please stop, that's how I know I've added enough salt. You could tell like my food just a little bit salty. But yeah, like aside from that, I just kind of I don't know, I just kind of go. I'm just like, yeah, I'm just add that. Yeah, maybe add a little more. Fuck it. Yeah, we'll see what happens. And then I don't know. I think I'm also like not very tough to please. Food is
Food is food.
like
And
there's pictures out there of me fucking dipping Vienna sausages into ice cream.
I don't think I need those pictures. Oh.
Are you sure? I have it on my phone.
No.
There's,
we've talked about enough curse things.
There's a video on my YouTube. The YouTube short of me slurping Vienna sausage water.
Moving on. How's that pop and rice coming?
I'm out. I've run out. I've run out of the microwavable rice.
The
I've eaten
microwavable
all of
popping rice.
Yeah, it sounds like popcorn every time I put it in. It's crazy.
You told me
I've tried putting it in for less time, and when I do that, it ends up undercooked. I'm I'm like, well, fuck it.
Okay, but like, why is it like popcorn?
I don't know. It
So-
makes popping sounds in the microwave when it's cooking.
I don't think I have anything more to say about cooking at this point. Like, you know, like your cooking adventures are a little bit different.
I just remembered something.
We'll spill the beans.
Somewhere deep in my YouTube community feed is a picture of a bowl full of dog food.
I don't like where this is going.
Followed by a picture of an empty bowl covered in dog food stains.
You just played it up for the camera, didn't you? Right?
No.
Right?
No.
You edited it. You just dumped it out after.
So, no. So, I don't know if you know this, but the dog food is edible. You could just eat it. a lot of wet dog food is just it's literally just beef and gravy. And it's like, it comes pre-cooked, you just put it in the microwave and boom, you have beef and gravy. And it's sometimes cheaper than human food.
I need to start checking who I let in my club now. Dang, I'm interviewing everybody at this point.
Bro, so okay, chat called me weird for this, right? A few days ago, my mom came into my room and she was like, "Hey, is this for humans?" And it was like doggy biscuits. And I was like, "No, it says for dogs right here on the bag." She's just like, "Your grandma gave me these and told me they were really good, and I've been eating them, and they're really good." I was like,
no.
"Are they really?" And she's just like, "Yeah, they're really good. You want one?" I'm just like, I'm curious, but no. No, thank
And then
you.
you ended up eating dog food anyway.
But I believe her, because I've eaten dog food before. I didn't believe her for the biscuits, because dog biscuits are usually
You know what? I'm
dry,
scared to ask my next question.
because dogs produce a lot of saliva, and biscuits are, dry food. But wet food, yeah, wet food's pretty good because it already, it comes hydrated and it's just food. It's literally just beef.
I'm scared to ask my next question.
What's your next question?
Rosa, please answer truthfully. And I may have to, kick you out early. Do you bite your ice cream?
Do I bite my ice cream? Not usually.
So there is some saving you.
Yeah, I do sometimes bite it if it's like not that cold, but like this is weird. Okay, I don't know what it is about the serving style of the ice cream, but there's sometimes the ice cream is like it's too hard to like really get into by licking it, right? I feel like ice cream sandwiches are really good at like this type of thing where it's like it's like it's really airy, but it's still hard, and so it's not that cold. It's just hard, and so you kind of have to bite into it. But I usually do not bite into ice cream like when it's like actually fucking cold and it's it's like fresh out of the fridge, because my teeth are sensitive.
I can't do it. I can't. My teeth touching anything cold. So I have to ask everybody that comes on the show. They bite their ice cream.
I can relate. Has anyone said yes?
No, thankfully I pick decent people.
Okay.
I might have to cut an entire episode short if somebody says they bite ice cream in front of me.
I'll bite a lot of things, but ice cream is not one of them.
Yeah. So this is from a while ago, but I have to ask, and you probably gave me the answer earlier when you said you were making money off of feet, but how do you afford the jerky that you eat? Because I even have it labeled here that you are a jerky gobbler. If I remember correctly from the stream you had a couple of months ago. Yeah, I've been paying attention for a long time.
Which one?
I don't remember. All I remember is I came in and you were talking about how much you like jerky, and from that point forward, I labeled you the jerky
I do
gobbler.
like beef jerky. I do like beef jerky, but I don't buy beef jerky that often. Because beef jerky's fucking expensive. But chat does sometimes send me beef jerky. Through Throne. But the answer is no. The feet venture is strange, but it's definitely not how I afford my food. I guess it kind of is. Everything is part of my income, and all of my income goes into mostly food. My income is like 50% food, 50% credit card debt.
They're keeping you fed, So
yeah.
That way that you get more content and you don't starve to death on stream.
Yeah. Chat sends me food like the microwavable rice. It's great.
I
have sausages in my fridge I've yet to eat. I should eat those.
So, with that out the way, we've gotten through a lot of the food portion of everything. So now I can finally ask you about something interesting. Like the like the mace.
Oh, yeah. Dude, that was cool as fuck. Remember, is his Twitter just straight up Swordy Smith? Like Swordy Smith Herbalist? I remember that. I'm so bad with names like Twitter tags. Yeah, I saw he was working on a sword for Tomoe. And I was like, yo, that's cool as fuck. And he posted some other stuff that he'd been working on, and I saw he was making a fucking German mace, and I was like, that's cool as shit. Like, I love these. These are so cool because it's like a mace, but like it's kind of bladed. It's not really bladed, but they're basically blades. It's sharp. It's very sharp. It's very lots of pointy bits. And I was like, yeah, dude, these are fucking cool as fuck. And it's a heavy boy with like a very long haft. Definitely a two-handed mace. But he was like, oh, do you want it? And I was like, yeah.
Yeah. Like, give me the mace, give me the weapon of destruction.
Yeah, he finished it and he sent it to me. So I own a mace now.
I just thought it was so funny because I remember you posting about getting a mace, and then I completely forgot about it. And then like a couple weeks later, you were like, guys, I got the mace. And I was like, wow, they actually got a mace.
Yeah. Yeah, it happened. I was sent a mace. There's a mace sitting in my closet.
You don't have it on display or anything?
I don't have anywhere to display it. Eventually, I'll put it on display. But I've been saving money so I can try to move out. When I move out, I'll probably get something to display it on. But yeah, it's just not a priority right now. But yeah, I just have it in my closet, dude. If anyone ever intrudes into my house, you're gonna get the fucking Florida woman kills
the
man
Florida woman
with a fucking mace.
No, you're
you're
a Florida woman.
Yup. I am in Florida. I am indeed in Florida. Florida, home of the based.
Home of the based.
Here where it's literally legal to murder fucking home intruders. I'm not even joking. Someone comes to my house and I can kill them with a mace.
I have this weapon of mass destruction.
Nothing is stopping me. There is nothing is stopping me at all. Like a lot of VTubers are like a big thing is right. Like people are always afraid to get doxxed.
Yeah.
I live in Florida.
Yeah, I don't think anybody wants to mess with.
And I live pretty close to the hood. Like literally just yesterday, when I was putting on the fucking gummies on my toes, in the middle of that conversation while I was doing that, I heard gunshots down the street.
You know what? I'm not.
I just kind of casually mentioned them and continued my stream. A few hours later, after I finished stream, I checked my messages, and my brother was like, "Hey, make sure your window's closed," because they're looking for someone in the area. And I'm just like, "Oh, that makes sense. It's fine. I have bars on my window, so it's okay." But yeah, and so in Florida, someone comes into your house. The worst that can happen if I ever get doxxed is someone shows up and dies. That's the worst.
Someone shows up and dies. You just
oh no!
You look at them after you strike first, ask questions later. You look at them after you've already struck them in the back of the head with a mace. You turn them over, and they've got your merch on, and you're like, shit.
Lamau! Damn it! This one was a fan. man. Fuck. But yeah, like it's just like I don't know, man. Being in Florida's cool. Anyone shows up, you can literally just tell them it's like, okay, you're gonna leave or you're gonna die. Like that's all it kind of comes down to.
I mean, that's the best option, you know. Protect yourself over, like, at all costs. Honestly. So.
Yes, sir. Good old castle doctrine.
Like, I don't know. You have a lot of weird stories that I've like seen and stuff like that. So it's like interesting to finally like ask about them. Like the things I've like heard and seen about like your Twitters and your streams and stuff is just like I don't even know how to put it into words. It's just more so like you don't know what's gonna happen next. Between the mace and go and like fucking toe gummies, there's a big like
you never know.
yeah,
Fucking,
like these things don't correlate with each other, but
so Lifesavers Twitter had like a post from like last year where they were like, hey, we're gonna make a TikTok, give us ideas, and I fucking replied with the fucking gummy toes. And that currently has more likes and retweets than the original fucking Lifesavers post. Which, to be fair, like Lifesavers, like they need to get on their fucking Twitter game, man. They got nothing. All right, they like.
Oh yeah, company, a lot of corporations have to be on their social media, like in their social media bag.
Lifesavers' social media is dead. They haven't posted since last year. What are they doing? All they have is like replies to people, like saying them pictures.
I mean,
of
for an entire company, they're called Lifesavers, but they've been on life support for a long time, in my opinion. So.
Yeah, what the fuck, man? Lifesavers, hit me up. We're gonna revive the brand.
Like, I love gummy Lifesavers, but like when I go into stores now, my first thought isn't, dang, I just remember I saw an ad about Lifesavers, and it's like it put it in my mind, like yeah, I might want a Lifesaver. Now I walk in and I like, damn, this honey bun looking kind of nice, and it's 2 for $1 still. I might get one.
Holy shit, they're still 2 for $1. That's crazy.
I don't think so anymore. Actually, no, I don't think so.
That'd be crazy.
I think it's 2 for like $1.27 or something like that now.
That's still not bad.
Yeah.
Man, but yeah, fucking Jay Sizzle responded. He was like, I never know what you're gonna do next. And I was like, if it makes you feel any better, I don't either.
I think that's a good thing. Because you're such a wild card, it's like when people come to your streams or like look at your Twitter, for me it's more like I look at your Twitter and I go, I can't wait to see what happens next. You know, like
this is kind of more like, I guess, like secret news, but I joined a company and then graduated 30 minutes later and then rejoined the next day.
Oh. I mean,
that's a thing that happened.
With you, I completely believe it. I have no reason not to believe you when you say things now. You could say I've been to space, and I kind of believe you. Like, to be honest,
I've never been to space. I've never been to space, but I've been to the closest thing to space.
That makes sense. Yeah.
I've been to Cuba.
What's
if you're wondering what about it is similar to space, it's also full of illegal aliens.
Oh. Listen. Alien jokes next to the alien is crazy.
I had to make that joke.
That's crazy. Like you're not. I'm the pinkest thing in this room, and you're like, these illegal aliens. That's why I don't go out in public. Everybody would look at me. You know what I mean?
Well, that's valid. That's very valid. I also don't go out in public, except for like when I'm gonna. I always go out to get my food, and then like I come back inside, and then like I think about it afterwards, and I'm like, why was the service lady giggling at me? Why was she looking at me up and down? And then I look down, and I remember, I'm like, oh yeah, I was just streaming in my underwear. I just walked outside to grab a pizza in my underwear. That's fine.
No, I can believe it. What's like the strangest thing that's happened to you in your life? Like, completely
put
out of
fucking gummies
nowhere.
on my toes.
Oh well, you know what? I think before that, because that's literally happened yesterday. So we're gonna say before that.
Let's see. Let's see. I once had a gun pulled on me twice in one day.
What?
Which, like, it's not weird that it would happen.
No.
But it's weird that it would
My
happen
question
twice
at
in one
that point
day.
is, if you had it pulled on you twice in one day, then what did you do?
Well, the first time was probably my fault. It was my fault. The second time though, I was just getting gas.
Okay.
But so long story short is that it was morning, right? I was going to work. On the way to work, I stopped at a light, and the car in front of me, like rolled down their window and threw out like a cigarette box, an empty cigarette box, I think it was. And I was like, wow, what an asshole. So the light had just turned red, and I was like, well, I have time. I'm an asshole too. And so I got out of my car, I walked over, I grabbed the like cigarette box from the floor, and then I stuffed it into his driver's side like wheel. Like for his tire, like I just stuffed it in there.
Yeah.
Through like the hole, like the hubcap. And he pointed a gun at me from his car while I was walking back to my car. So that was my fault. But the second time,
I'll never understand how people pull a gun on somebody for the dumbest shit.
I mean, to be fair, it is Florida, and I just kind of approached his vehicle.
I mean, yeah,
I get it.
It's a part of your environment. Like every time you remind me that it's Florida, I go, oh yeah.
Oh yeah.
Right. You're right.
But yeah, I just kind of flipped them off and walked back to my car. But on the way home from work, I went to get gas. This is like in the height of $5 a gallon fucking gas. Fucking Jesus Christ. And so I was like, I'm gonna go get gas from the ghetto because it's cheaper. And so I went over there and I was just, just kind of like leaning into my car, getting gas. And this dude like walks up to me in like a big coat. And from inside, like from in his coat, he points a gun at me. And he's like, you give me your wallet and your keys. And I'm just like, I just kind of looked at him. And then I looked back at like the number going up on the fucking gas meter. And I just kind of sighed. I just kept looking at the number going up. And he's like, I'm serious. I'm gonna shoot you. I'm gonna shoot you. He kept like threatening me and like getting closer. And so when he got closer, I was like, I just kind of sighed. And I pulled out like my like work knife. And it makes a little clicking sound when it opens. I mean, I don't know if you can hear that.
Yeah.
And so the second that I opened it, he was like, "Oh shit!" and then just kind of started hobbling away. And that was weird. But so yeah, I think that's up there.
I think he was just trying to scare you. I don't think he actually had anything on him.
I don't think so either.
Yeah, because I know a lot of people will do the like they put their hand or some like object that looks like it in their pocket and like point it at you.
No, like he had a gun. It could have been an airsoft gun or something, though. I don't know. But there was definitely a gun. He definitely had a gun. He pulled his hand out from like underneath his coat and like it was a gun. He was holding a gun. It could have been an airsoft gun. It could have been empty. I don't know. I didn't really care. I was just like, in my head, I was like, dude, in this economy, do it.
Do it. I'm not scared of you.
That's all I was going through my head. I was like, brother, fucking gas is $5 a gallon, okay? The world is over.
Like I'm about to stab you over this $5 a gallon, all right?
Yeah, I was like, yeah, I don't care, man. I just don't care. I've always like that particular gas station. I don't like going to because not every time I go, but like I've had weird things happen multiple times when I go to that one. And it's real. Like there was that one. There's a time the store got robbed while I was in it. There's the time someone was robbing a lady that was getting gas. And I was a good teenager at the time, and I was just like, wow, what an asshole. So I walked over and I stabbed him with the gun out of his hand, threw it in like the, like those like trash cans next to like the like gas
Yeah.
things, gas pumps. While he was freaking out, I just kind of took the gun, tossed it into the trash can, and walked back to my car and left.
And you think you think the toe gummies is the strangest thing that's happened in your life?
I think so, yeah. Shit's weird. How many people do you know that like I can think of a lot of people that have been stabbed, or have had guns pointed at them, okay? Or have had altercations at gas stations, alright? I can think of a lot of people that have had those things happen to them. I can think of a single other person that I've ever seen wearing fucking Lifesavers gummies on their toes. I can't think of one. How many do you know?
I don't usually go out looking for something like that.
It's tough to beat. Hold on, I'm gonna look up. I'm gonna look it up.
You were the first person where I actively had to look for it and go, I'm gonna bring that up.
Lifesavers, gummies, toe. See what happens. Images. Oh my fucking god, I am not. I'm not even close to the first person. There's so many images.
There's so many. I would assume so, because when you said
so many.
I would assume so, because like there's gotta be people out there that like enjoy like eating candy off of like people's feet and stuff. So I was like, somebody's probably done it.
Nurse Jessica and Tootsie B have me beat. They're both out there. They're both doing it. They're both putting fucking Lifesavers on their toes.
And
Bro, I am so far from original.
You just gotta be more creative. Start putting like donuts on your like toes or something. I don't know.
Someone's definitely done donuts. I gotta find something more strange, more obscure now.
put like calamari rings or like onion rings on your.
That would actually, that first one would actually kill me. Onion rings, mate. No, there's no way no one's done onion rings. Also, that sounds way grosser.
It's probably way grosser, but
this is where I start getting into like competitive feet and stuff. I don't know.
I mean, listen, you've already shown that you could do stuff with your feet if you really wanted to.
I wonder if anybody else has sold their fucking. Actually, someone's probably done that.
People have sold bathwater, so.
I'm gonna send you an image. I'm gonna send you an image again.
Oh no.
Which you should probably put up on the monitor because it'll be funny. But here, let me go fucking find it. It shouldn't be too hard to find. You can keep asking me questions in the meanwhile.
Yeah, no worries.
Do you have any more questions?
So, trying to move away from the feet because for some reason we keep coming back to this. And I don't know how. I just wanted to hold on. I'm like looking through like my stuff here. I'm not professional at all. Don't ever think I am.
Me neither.
How long have you been doing content, and what inspired you to do it?
This is a great question. I've been doing it for since I debuted, back in January 2022, with Even X, and there is no inspiration. All right, I have so many friends that'll be like, oh yes, I was inspired to do content because I really liked watching this content creator and so and so and so. My reasoning for doing content is I got roped into it. I got literally roped into it by a Japanese VTuber company. I used to do voice acting. And they were like, wow, we like your voice. We want you to audition. And like we wanna like talk to you. And I was like, okay. And they're like, alright, cool. That was great. We have a bunch of other auditions to get to. So like we're gonna go get to all of those and then we'll get back to you. And I was like, okay. And then 2 weeks later, they were like, we're gonna hire you to be a VTuber. And I was like, okay.
To be a VTuber.
And so I became a VTuber. That's what happened. I've never been a content creator before this. This has never been like a thing I like thought about doing or like was interested in doing. Like I I have thought about it, but I never, like... How do I put this? It was never something I was feasibly going to go for. Like, I've always been very, like, work-focused. Like, for context, when I debuted, I was a fucking manager for a retail store.
I couldn't be.
Do you see the image I have sent you?
Yeah, yeah.
So the white powder in that image, is dead skin from my leg.
Okay.
Can I interest you in some snake dust?
Some snake dust? Are you trying to sell me dead skin? Like, would you like some of this dead skin? Put a scale in there, you know, every once in a while. Lucky people get a scale.
That's what I'm gonna fucking go for, dude. That's gonna be like the next big thing. I'm gonna like bottle up like dead skin from like when I like shave my legs and stuff, and I just have all this like I produce a lot of dead skin like constantly. Like that was like I think I had baby like after I shave I always I grab this like a sanding tool, I guess. I just kind of sand down my legs. Yeah, and there's always like all this like powder that just kind of comes off my fucking leg. There's lots of dead skin. But yeah, it's enough that I can take multiple pictures like that.
Oh my god.
Yeah.
And you want me to put that on the monitor? You're trying to use me for marketing dead skin?
It's a business, you know. I gotta sell my powder.
Your powder. I don't think I ever want to hear you call it your powder.
But yeah, that's where I'm going next, boys. I'm gonna start selling powder.
I feel like you get more unhinged the more you speak. Cause I feel like now you're starting to get a little bit more comfortable talking to me. You're like, yeah, let me put them on to my powder.
Put them onto the snake skin.
Look,
but yeah, so
put my link in your description.
My only worry is that someone's not gonna get the joke. Someone's gonna actually snort this shit, and it's gonna cause issues. That's my only fucking concern.
I hope nobody's snorting anybody's fucking dead skin.
I mean, it's in all reality, it's probably harmless. It's probably no more harmful than snorting fucking Skittles. Not Skittles, fucking what is this shit that candy kids used to smoke?
Smarties?
Smarties, that's it. Kids used to fucking crush Smarties and kids still fucking do that? Hello kids, do you still fucking
I remember I used to rub them together when they were in the packet and it would make them into just powder. You know, it would smoke them and powder them, and I used to do that, but
Yeah, that. Oh man. But fucking kids used to fucking do that. And, that's what it reminds me of. But yeah, if that's harmless, I mean, how harmful can dead skin really be?
I don't think it's about the harm. It's just more so I don't want to sniff somebody else's dead skin into my nose.
Good. That's what normal people would say.
You say normal people, but if you're trying to sell this, you know there's not going to be normal people that are buying it. What else are they buying it for? To say they got a piece of Rosa in the jar?
It's all joke. All joke. But yeah. There's that. I'm trying to think of what other weird things I've done.
But you know what? I'm not gonna question it. So when you make it big for selling dead skin and stuff, just remember, well, actually, you don't have to remember anything. I want people to remember that I interviewed you before you blew up. All right, come here, come watch me.
That second picture I sent you is I can draw a fucking smiley face on my leg. There's just that much dead skin.
I see it, but I can see you cannot draw a circle.
No, I can't draw a circle with my finger. All right, I'm sorry. All right, I was drawing a face. Okay, I was drawing a face. question? I feel like there was a question before
Yeah,
that.
there was, but you brought up dead skin and it completely derailed me. Like, you turned my like brain to like fuzzy like TV static. Completely threw me off. I have stuff like written down in front of me and I'm blanking right now. I've never had this happen. Like nobody has said or done things that have just made me go, wow, like I didn't think this would go this way. Shit. I guess I could just start, you know, blasting you with like different questions.
Go on.
How do you think your upbringing has made you who you are today?
So, have you heard of the saying that suffering builds character?
Yeah.
Well, I'm a changeling. Suffering builds character, and that's why I have so many.
I see. That's all I need to hear. No, you're good.
Yeah, I think that's the best way I can answer that question. On Twitter recently, yesterday, Mamaoko like mentioned in like conversation with someone else that's like, yeah, it's bad to put stuff out like about yourself on the internet, like people like bully you about it and stuff like that. Like no matter what, you're gonna like get some bullying.
Yeah.
Unless you're Rosa, then you're bully proof. And it's just because that's just kind of true. Like I don't care about literally anything. Like it's very difficult to actually upset me.
I fuck with that. Like, I don't. I feel when you become a content creator, a lot of people say they're like ready to be a content creator. Like, nothing really bothers me. I don't care what people say or whatever. And then something happens, and they're like, "Well, actually, I care a lot."
Yeah, no. Like, I don't care. Like, like for example, like, oh, like, yeah, like, I don't like seeing like hetero art of like Rosa, for example, right?
Yeah.
But like NSFW art. But people are gonna do it. So like why like what? It's not like I could do anything about it.
Oh, trust me. Like there are people
like who cares?
that aren't even VTubers. Like I know, like I know there's people that don't want to see like art of themselves in like certain situations and stuff like that. Like bringing up a really big one is Jaden animation. People will draw her character in all sorts of ways, and she's like, I don't care, I just don't want to see it, and I don't want kids to see it, and like those are like her stipulations. She's like, I don't care, I don't want to see it, I don't want kids to see it.
That's pretty much pretty much in the same boat. It's like I like if I put this, if someone draws something like that, there's a very low chance that I will ever actually become friends with that person, because that person clearly doesn't like respect me or like what I care about. But I'm not gonna throw a tantrum over it. Like, that's fine. Go ahead.
Yeah, they're probably just a viewer, and like they probably like are just some random viewer, and they're like, well, I just want to draw this, you know, like not really thinking about like how would Rosa feel about this or anything like that.
Exactly. Like I don't care, and my opinion should not matter to your creative process. Like, it's totally fine. If that's what you want to fucking go out and draw, go out and fucking draw it. Just understand that. You know, the thing about like respect is that respect is something that like it goes both ways. So if someone actively goes out of their way and like does something to like disrespect me, you're not gonna get my respect. I'm not gonna throw a fit about it. I'm just not gonna have much respect for you as a person, as a result. And that's fine. You can live with that, then by all means. Like, you know, this is what it is.
Yeah. And there are some people that are perfectly fine with that. Like, I know a lot of artists that draw people in ways that they don't want to be drawn, and they're like, yeah, I'm a fan of them, and I know they don't like the art that I do, but I'm still gonna watch their shit. Like, it's
that's fine. Yeah, I'm not gonna like I this is one guy on like my Kick chat that shows up every now and again, and all he does is tell me about how he wants to fuck me. That's
a little strange though, to go into somebody's chat.
It's weird.
Yeah.
It's weird, and I'm like, you know what, bro? And then he'll be like, yeah, dude, I just put it so hard onto the screen, and I'm like, happy for you.
Like, I'm glad you have these fantasies. Whatever makes you happy.
I'm happy that me just standing here
Unless it's about me, I'm down for anything.
and-
Anybody can say
and
whatever they
playing-
want about me.
if all I have to do is stand here and play Power World and that gets you going, you know what, dude? I'm happy for you. I wish I was the same. All right, congratulations on your massive comp. All right.
Yeah, it's the quote unquote massive meat pack that they are not with anybody and have the time to type that into your chat.
Yeah, it's like, you know what, dude? If that does it for you, then by all means, all right, you can go ahead. All right, just don't expect me to, like, want to hang out with you ever, right? Because like I hang out a lot with like people from my community, like my Discord, right? Like I am very much like the parasocial one. Like I'm the one that like I actually want to be friends with the people I meet in chat, and the people that like I get to know.
Yeah, no,
right?
I'm kind of the same way. Like I'm constantly in my Discord talking to people, and
Yeah.
and it's one of those things where it's like
Yeah.
I don't know, like I don't want to say I'm parasocial, but like I do enjoy talking to like my viewers and stuff and playing games with them, get them part of the community.
Yeah.
I acknowledge that you're there, like
Yeah, like I'm pretty much like I'm the same way, right? And so it's just like, just don't expect to get that sort of treatment if you're actively saying things that disrespect me, right?
Yeah.
And if you're okay with that, then cool, go ahead, do whatever the fuck you want to do. Like I don't care. That's kind of where like my headspace is at for stuff like that. I can't remember what the original question was.
No, like
Have a
it was
habit of
about
attendance.
upbringing, and I don't know how we got here.
Oh, yeah. So, like, my upbringing kind of taught me to just kind of, like, not care, I guess. Like, I've seen too much shit. I know what the depravity of fucking humanity looks like. I don't think there's any rhythm or rhyme or reason or value to anything. So I'm just like, yeah, whatever, go for it. I don't care. Like, I like, as long as I'm comfortable and the people around me are uncomfortable, nothing really matters.
Yeah,
I
no.
guess. Like, I will, if I don't like something, I'm gonna verbalize it.
Mhm.
I'm gonna talk my shit. I love to talk shit. I have 2 podcasts made specifically so that I can talk shit
And that's a
and
good
give
thing.
my opinions on things, right?
Yeah.
But like, I don't expect things to change, and even if they don't change, fucking whatever. Like, I'm gonna keep doing what I'm doing.
Yeah. Like you don't have to be around those people that make you uncomfortable. Like obviously.
Yeah.
So it's like, why would I? Like, if there's people online that are trying to, bully me, make me uncomfortable, argue with me, and it's like, it's online. I don't have to engage with this. I can go talk to people I do care about.
Yeah, I feel the same way with like video games. Like we're having like fucking Gamergate 2 happening right now, and I'm just like people are like, oh my god, like I saw a fucking tweet where someone mentioned like, oh, I didn't even notice that gaming was going down the shithole the last couple of years. People are like, wow, you're living under a rock. What an idiot! How did you not notice? It's just like, bro, he's just playing good games. Like I worked at GameStop for fucking 3.5 years, and I didn't notice how bad gaming was getting in like these like AAA fucking areas because I just sold them, and I don't play shit games.
Exactly.
I'm just like, I don't have time to play shit games. I didn't even notice. I'm
So,
still
like,
playing Dark Souls 2. That game's still good.
My sphere, I don't like. I play a lot of games, but like for the most part, I stick with fighting games. And throughout the last year, I've got Tekken 8, Grand Blue Fantasy, Guilty Gear Strive, Street Fighter 6, Uni 2, and these are all great games. And I'm sitting here like, what do you mean we're not getting good games? And where I'm at, I'm getting a lot of good games.
Well, yeah, that's what I'm saying. It's like, dude, like, fucking, this is a great year to be a FromSoft fan. Like, I have no problems. None. Like, all these other companies are fucking dying, and Miyazaki's like, oh yeah, we see the state of, like, the gaming industry, and we're not gonna comment on it. But what I will say is that over here at FromSoft, we're actually planning on expanding.
Now, I do have friends
hiring.
that are from software, like bands and stuff, and they are still upset that they do not have a second coming of Bloodborne. Yeah.
Yeah, me too. I'm also upset that we don't have a second coming of Dark Souls 2. Every game after Dark Souls 2 and Bloodborne has been mid, in my opinion.
Mm-hmm.
Dark Souls 3 is okay. I like the boss design. But everything has been kind of a downgrade from there. And so, like, I'm not the biggest fan of that, but the games are still good. Like, I remember I got an argument with someone about, like, Elden Ring, because I don't really like Elden Ring.
Yeah, but it's like one of those things where it's like, you don't have to like something, but you can acknowledge that it was good. Like, because it's not for me, doesn't mean it's not for you. Because obviously it was for a lot of people. A lot of people really enjoy it. Just because it's not for me doesn't mean I'm shitting on it. It's just like, it's not to my taste. I like Dark Souls 2. That's my game. Like,
yeah. So, like, I was talking about how, like, I really, really enjoyed God of War, and I enjoyed it way more than I enjoyed Elden Ring. And then my friend was like, oh, so you think, like, God of War is gonna win Game of the Year? I was like, fuck no. No way.
Not at all.
Elden Ring's gonna win Game of the Year. It's like, I thought you didn't like Elden Ring. It's like, that doesn't change the fact it's gonna win Game of the Year. Like, it doesn't change the fact that it deserves Game of the Year. Like, the game doesn't have the, like, quality that I am used to from Souls games that I really enjoy, because I'm a very detail-oriented person. But, like, FromSoft can afford to lose a bit of quality for the sake of quantity, and like more mass appeal. Like, they have enough, they have enough quality in their quality deposits to fucking, you know, to afford the difference, right? Yeah. The change, and still have a better game than, like, anyone else in the fucking industry.
Yeah,
and so it's just like,
you liking Dark Souls 2 kind of comes with, like, a little charm to it, because obviously it's the underdog of the series that everybody always talks about. And
it's my favorite.
At this point, it's kind of like, I think the memes and stuff that Dark Souls 2 gets have kind of just become, like, something, like, funny to you, like, oh, I can see that as funny, and then, like, you move on. Like, there's a lot of games where I'm like, yeah, I really like this game, and other people are like,
I get angry.
Yeah, and other people are like, but how could you like this game? It's got this and that, and then this happened with the company and stuff, and I'm like, bro, I've been playing this game since 2013. You cannot stop me.
Yeah. Dude, I saw, I think I mentioned this on Twitter recently, because, like, someone was just like, oh my god, this company, I think it's just the whole fucking Sweet Baby stuff. People are like, oh my god, how can you buy this company? How can you buy games from this company that's racist? It's like, wait, hold on. Take a step back. Yes, the people that make this game are racist towards white people. That's fine. I don't give a shit. I buy games for people that are racist all the time.
Yeah, but, like, this game?
That's not what my problem is.
This game slaps.
So don't try to turn this into, like, a weird fucking, like, I hate when people try to go for, like, these moral arguments. I get that the idea is, like, you want to fight the moral argument people with the moral arguments. I get that. But, like, don't bring me a fucking moral argument when there doesn't need to be one.
Everybody...
I don't like Sweet Baby games because they fucking suck.
Yeah, not everybody is on, like, their moral high ground. You know what I mean? Like,
yeah, exactly.
It's the same with any content. Like, there's people that will hate you just for liking a certain thing, and it's like, I didn't even... Yeah. Some people are just like, I didn't even know the company did this or that. I don't look online. I just knew the game was dropping, and I really liked the game series, so I bought it.
And people will freak out, and it's just like, bro, I am not a, like, political figure. I'm not running for office. I'm just someone that likes playing games, and if the game is good, I don't give a shit if the person eats babies. Right?
Oh, okay. Wait a minute.
I don't care. If my $70, all right, if I found out tomorrow that, like, for every $70 that someone spends on a copy of Dragon's Dogma 2, the CEO uses that money, that exact $70, to purchase and consume a baby, I would still buy the game and be like, well, baby.
Wait a minute.
I don't fucking care.
I think that went from, like, moral to just, that's illegal.
Yeah, it's fine, but I'm not the one doing the illegal thing. I'm just buying a video game. Like, I don't support their actions.
They can eat as many babies as they want. This game fucking slaps.
Yeah, dude. Like, I don't agree with them, right? And yeah, my money's funding their babies directly, but, like, you know, that's their prerogative. What they do with my money isn't, like, you know, a big deal, right? What? Fucking, we all pay fucking taxes. Our money all funds wars. Fuck off.
Yeah, like, the money is no longer mine once the game is in my hands. The game is mine now, and the money is yours.
But the money was never mine. I live in America.
That's also true.
Like,
Dang.
what are we on?
I didn't know it was gonna get like that.
It's just like, I don't know, man. I don't like when people bring up like moral arguments and shit like this. Just like, dude, just let me fucking enjoy what I want to enjoy. I don't give a shit. And like, people could be like, oh my god, really, you're a horrible person. And my response would be yes.
I think
What are you gonna
I think
do
we're
about
all
it?
horrible people. It's just
Nothing.
that you find people that you can vibe with that are
Yeah.
may or may not be more horrible than you, but you can still like you just vibe with people. But we're all bad people. I don't think people
Yeah.
understand. Like we're all terrible people.
Look, I keep telling people this. At the end of the day, we're all fucking animals.
Like, I'm gonna be perfectly honest with you. We knew that we were bad people. Genuinely, I think that every VTuber knows that they're a bad person. That's why they're a VTuber. But like,
look, man, I've eaten cat before. Right?
I have not.
I have 2 cats. I love my cats. But whenever people try to have like moral arguments with me, I always remind them that if they were to have been born in like a fucking third world country, they would have eaten whatever animal they think they love. They would have fucking consumed, if necessary, to survive. Like,
Oh,
that's all it
definitely.
fucking boils down to. People need to fucking get off their fucking high horses. Like, fuck off.
Like, I don't think it's like when it comes to eating like weird foods and stuff. I think the weirdest thing I've eaten is like goat testicles, which is a delicacy in some countries. And when I tell people that, they're like, "That's weird," and I'm like, "Well, it's not weird to these people that consider it a delicacy." So I ate it.
Yeah. I mean, like, food is food.
Like shit.
If
If I go out in the wild and that bear is staring me down, shit, I am food at that point.
Yeah, dude. Food is food. If it fits, I swallow.
I don't know.
Don't take that out of context.
I'm not gonna take it out of context, you know, like I'm not the one watching. I'm just here.
We've moved on from the original question by quite a bit.
I was gonna move on to the next question, honestly, because we've
Yeah.
moved on. We've moved so far from the original question.
Yeah, I'm sorry.
No, I love like when people like go off like what I say. Like if you have more
I have a
stories to
habit of
tell,
going on tangents.
yeah, like if you have more stories to tell, then that's what we're here for. To get the story. Like the reason I tell people that I think people are probably tired of hearing me say this like every episode. But the reason I started this episode, I mean the series, is so I could get stories and talk to more VTubers that are also small in size. Granted, you are the biggest VTuber technically that I have interviewed, but I don't really fucking care about that. You know, like I go, ooh, another indie VTuber. I like talking to them. I like their content. I think they're a cool person. Do you want
Indie,
do you want an interview? Look, it doesn't necessarily mean indie, but small VTubers. I like small VTubers. Like that's the whole like, but like
Yeah, that's valid.
you know, I like talking to people. And obviously the big VTubers aren't gonna give me the time of fucking day, so I stick with what I get. You know,
They should. They should.
I could go.
I'm gonna.
I would like to interview this
You
person
can call
with.
me on this. No matter how big I get, if you want me to show up on whatever it is you want me to show up on, just reach out. I'll make time.
I'll keep that in mind.
It's true.
When you get to like millions of subs, and I go, we should do a
I don't
follow-up
think it'll ever
interview.
happen. I don't think it'll ever happen.
Not
But
with
if
that
it does,
attitude.
I'm
Not
down.
with that
I'm super
attitude. You've got it. You know marketing, and you've got it. Trust me.
I know
people-
PR.
I'm be.
I don't know about
Do you want my honest, like to God, like opinion? Like my honest to God opinion? I think you will make it. Reason being,
Yeah.
and the reason I think this, like honest to God, is you know marketing, and you know how to get people's attention. All right, I'll be perfectly honest with you.
Yeah.
You got my attention. You put. I'm gonna. I can't believe I'm bringing this up again. You put gummies on your toes. You know
Yeah,
how to
put
get
the title.
attention.
Yeah. Put the gummies in the title.
Gummies in the title. You know how to get attention, right? You like. I saw that you had like 100 likes on the picture when you added like lifesavers. Like, you know how to get people to look at you, at least. And people looking at you means more viewers. More viewers means more gain. Like, and because you have the the thing where you're like, if people donate, then the viewers get to enjoy more things that you can do, and etc. etc. You are building a place where the community is always active, because if the community is always active, and the more the community grows,
they have like a direct line of control on the content.
yeah, the more the community grows, the more things that you'll be able to do, and that will speak to people, and you'll grow. I think you have a really good thing going on, so I think that you're going to make it. I really do.
You're flattering me so hard you turn my blush.
So, but like I said, when you do make it, just know we're doing a follow-up interview, and I can put your name all over the tags and you all over the thumbnail with a big red arrow.
Big red arrow, a circle. You gotta add like Mr. Beast onto it. It's like it's like mouth gaping Mr. Beast. But draw like an Ahagawa face on him. So it's like extra funny.
Interview with internet sensation Roza.
Hey, man, but fuck. Well, it just reminded me. I have something to look forward to, but it's not. So something I've been working on since the very beginning. All right, really early on, one of the first things someone bought me on the throne was a pack of pussy. Pussy energy, the energy drink. Have you heard of this?
I was sitting here. I was like, what? A pack of pussy. Shit, yes. Somebody buy me a pack of pussy.
Pussy energy, the energy drink. Have you heard of it?
No.
Yeah, many people haven't. It's really unfortunate. But so I've been trying to get sponsored by them for the longest time, for easily 2 years now, right? And they would never respond or anything, right? Well, my new manager, Alistair, has actually managed to make contact. And this is the first time anyone will hear about this. But they've agreed to send me a case of pussy. Hey. Now that's all that this has amounted to so far.
Hey, listen, I'm gonna just say it right now. I'm not gonna ask you anything further about it. I'm gonna wait for stuff to happen. Obviously, you don't want to ruin anything or speak too much on things. So
yeah,
we're just gonna keep it at that. It was a you heard it here first kind of thing. I'm not even gonna say that we brought it up or anything. I'm just gonna move on.
But yeah, they so far, that's what they're sending me. I'm trying to see if I can get them to agree to let me market them, because no one fucking knows about them, right? Like everyone's
you definitely brought them in my light, and anybody that watches up to this point will now know about them.
Now you all know. You guys should order from Pussy Energy and tell them that I sent you. But yeah, and so like everyone's out here fucking like there was a demographic for energy drinks and like the gaming, like VTubing streaming community, right? And like they just haven't tapped into that market, right?
Oh, definitely, and trust me, a lot of people in the VTuber community need pussy. So
yes, I'm telling you,
it's gonna sell.
So I'm trying to convince them to like let me market their stuff. I'm like, dude, you don't even have to like pay me monetarily. Just pay me in pussy, and we're good. Like we're good.
See, my goal is very big, but I already know, and a lot of people know this. My goal is to one day be sponsored by Wendy's. I am a huge dick rider for Wendy's, alright? I don't care what anybody says. I don't care where you place them in your tier list. I am a dick rider for Wendy's, alright? I'm slurping. I am eating Wendy's dick for fucking any day I can if they sponsor me. I don't care.
Wendy's is pretty fucking solid. I like their pretzel bun burgers.
Yeah, they're really good.
Whenever I eat anything other than that, though, I get sick. I don't know why.
No, I completely understand.
I don't think it's a Wendy's thing, though. I think it's just a me thing.
Yeah, no, I can't eat from a lot of fast food places anymore. I stopped eating at McDonald's. I think I had a McDonald's like French fry. Like one of my friends, I was at work and they offered me like some fries, and I had literally one fry, put it in my mouth, ate it. I was like, oh, this tastes good. And then like after like 2 minutes, I was like, nah, this shit tastes like ass. And it's I just can't do it anymore with like fast food places.
Yeah, that's super valid. There's like a few I still eat from that I think are still pretty good. They've opened like a lot of like local restaurants in my fucking area in like the last recent years, and they're actually really fucking good.
Yeah.
I eat from a place called fucking shit, you know, it's called fucking Burger.
I mean, listen, they better be a good fucking burger then.
Bro, it is called fucking Burger. All right, it's like I can't remember what the exact name of the place is, but they like their menu, like their items are all like they have fucking in the word. I the first time I ate from them, I ordered myself a fucking burger and some fucking fries. Alright? And I will say, they were fucking delicious.
Oh,
I cannot deny. But yeah, like on the topic of like pussy, right? It's like there's so many like energy drinks, like gamer juice, gamer cummies, gamer this, gamer that, right? Like all this like random crap, right? And it's just like, dude, I'll say it right now, all right? If any of you want to sponsor me, fuck off. I don't like any of your shit, all right?
Damn.
But I'll say it right now, it's all trash. It's all trash. All right, I've had a lot of like energy drinks in my life. Okay, I've had the fucking rare and I'm pretty sure no longer available like GameStop branded energy drink stuff that they made with fucking Razor. That shit's fucking terrible. I've had a lot of fucking energy drink crap and it's all fucking terrible. Alright, I don't like any of it.
Damn.
You know what one energy drink I do like? Pussy.
You heard it here first. Rosa don't fuck with none of y'all. No new friends type shit. Unless you're coming to me, you guys can sponsor me. I'll drink your shit and I'll promote it. I'll put it right here on my little desk too. I don't give a fuck. I'll put it behind me on the stands next to the alcohol, whatever you want.
Yeah. For me, unless you are pussy energy, all right, and you have that delicious fucking passion fruit and lychee flavored energy drink using fucking green coffee bean extract as your source of like natural caffeine along with all your other natural ingredients to provide me a constant flow of energy without any crashes or any discomfort. I'm not sold, I'm sorry. I've been spoiled by pussy.
No,
I've
that
been
makes
spoiled. It's so good. It's so
perfect
good.
sense. Yo,
you know it's
somebody
good
said
when like
you
a
can
Cuban
clip
person.
this part out whenever I release the video and just send it to them, just so you can show them that you just shill for them like anywhere you go, you know?
I do, dude. I do. Dude, I'm Cuban, okay? I've drank a lot of coffee in my life, alright? And I don't like any coffee product that isn't like straight up Cuban coffee because like that shit's so good. It's so strong, right? Very few like things actually make me like, oh wow, this is I feel pretty energetic. Pussy energy does that. It doesn't make me feel like super jittery or hyped, right?
Yeah.
But it gives me that constant flow of energy that like, you know, it's just perfect.
I'm not completely
It's so
understand.
good.
I'm gonna move on to the next question now. And the next question is, well, not really a question, but like, well, no, this one actually is just a straight up question. Is there anything in life that you want to do that you haven't yet?
I wanna be on an ad for pussy energy.
You know what? It's so funny that it's literally what we're talking about. Like, put me in an ad for pussy energy.
I wanna be able to say that I'm getting paid in pussy.
They probably put all like, if you want to like be on ads and stuff, they probably have a whole contract with you at that point. But
yeah, that would be a whole.
You know what?
Thing.
I can't think of a better thing.
I'd be so done.
To want at the current moment, you know?
Yeah, I'm trying to think of like anything else I would want. I think because like what was the question again? Raise it again for me. Like what was the question exactly?
Oh, just something you haven't done in life that you want to do.
I want to fucking move out. That's a big one.
Well,
I want to get
yeah.
the fuck out of here. That's like that. If I could be like fully officially sponsored by pussy and move out, like that's it. My life is complete. I've done everything I've needed to do.
I believe you.
I'm graduating again.
Graduating again.
Done.
Okay. So you speak multiple languages, as you've already
Hmm.
told me, and stuff like that.
See.
Um, how did you like? Well, you just said you're uh, how did you like learn the other languages and stuff? Like, are you just
Uh,
around people that speak it a lot, or
so so how I learned English.
how you
So
learned
Spanish.
English?
Yeah. So Spanish was actually my first language. I'm
Okay.
Cuban. Yep. So I was born in the U.S. but from Cuban parents. So I up until the age of like 4, I could only speak Spanish. And the way I learned English was that my cousin started going to like preschool, and she would come home, and I would watch her do her homework. And like as she was learning English in school, I picked it up from her from watching her like do her homework. So by the time that I got into school, I already knew English.
Okay. So you've known both languages from like a young age, then.
Yeah, yeah. Like I remember like I had ESOL classes when I first started school. Because like, no one knew that I knew English except for like my cousin. And then I went in, I just started speaking English. They were like, "What the fuck? You already know English?" I was like, "Well, yeah. Why wouldn't I?" They're like, "Well, because this is the class for like all of the all the kids that come from like Hispanic countries and don't know English." I was like, "Why am I here?" Like,
Why am
you're
I
a
here?
kid from a Hispanic country, and your parents don't know English, so you have no reason to know English. I'm like, oh. But no, I learned English within the span of a year just from watching my cousin go to elementary, like, or like pre-K.
I mean, that makes a lot of sense.
Yeah. When you're small, your brain just absorbs everything. It's great.
Yeah. Oh, definitely. What plans do you have going forward? And don't say be a pussy sponsor. We already know that part. But
What plans do I have going forward? Let's see. So currently in the pipeline, we've got the Ginny Jin debut, which ideally will happen next month. Still waiting for the models to be finished, so I can start like properly marketing that. Which will include 2 different models, a male and a female model. And so we're gonna have a lot of fun with that. Aside from that, I have the Roza 2.0 in the pipeline. So like that's already like the art for that's commissioned. Once that's done, I can worry about finding a rigger. Same thing with Jade model, which is my old voice acting OC, and bringing her back as a Ginny changeling persona. Beyond that, I don't know. I want to make more music. I recently recorded a song, and I'm waiting on the person who's making the music for it to get back to me.
nice. I hope it blows the fuck up. Share it all around type shit.
I hope so too. It's a lot of the music I've written with like for the sake of like telling a story, or for the sake of like the 2 songs I've put out so far have both been singles. They've both been original singles. The first one was like a Roza like introduction song basically, and then the second one was me making me making fun of the people that got mad at me for saying the R word. I don't know how comfortable you are with me saying that, or if I've said it already or not.
You can say whatever you want. I'm completely unbiased to everything.
Bet! People got mad at me for saying the word retarded. And,
I see.
I left the company that I was in, and then made a song during the 10 days that I was suspended. I wrote, recorded, I had someone do the art, the mixing, the music. Everything happened within the span of like 5 days, and then the song was set for release by the time that I literally the day I came back from my suspension. I came back from my suspension in the end with a song.
Mm-hmm.
It's not very good, but it's there, and it expresses how I feel. But this song is actually the one I recorded recently. It's a bit more of like a feels song that I part of me hopes people relate, because you want to be relatable.
Yeah.
But part of me really hopes people don't relate, because the song's about like real bad depression. And and like suicidal thoughts and shit.
That's,
So
I
it's
understand.
yeah, so it's like I hope no one feels this way, but also like
So
I
the
hope
people it
people
does
find this song
resonate with,
relatable
you
and
know?
download it.
Yeah.
Yeah. But yeah, we'll see how that works out. I also have a love song in the pipeline. I've been meaning to record for a while. I've just not been in the mood for it.
I mean, that's good to hear. Sounds like got stuff, lined up and ready to go for a little
Yeah.
bit. Hopefully, I get this episode out before all that stuff drops, and it makes all this relevant.
You very likely will if the episode is out before the end of next month.
I don't know. I interviewed Mizu, I think, at the beginning of January, so and it's still not out.
We'll see. We'll see.
We'll see. We'll see. We'll see. So I'm gonna ask you something, and I want your honest thoughts on it, no matter how good or bad they are. I want you to really stir the pot with this. I do this at the end of everybody's interview. So it's the last words anybody gonna hear from you. No, not the last words, but like, the last big question I'm gonna ask. What do you makes a good or bad VTuber?
What do I think makes a good or bad VTuber? I think above all, what makes a good VTuber is being genuine. Like, you will find a lot of the more popular VTubers typically have a genuineness to them that people enjoy. And that's not to say that's like true about everything, but I feel like that's what will do the best, not only for like for chat, right? To be able to enjoy, like their creator, right? And actually get to know them and, like have fun with the content. But also for the creator to continuously enjoy their thing. Like recently like Hassan fucking had that one take that everyone's been like shitting about. The whole like, oh, streaming is hard, it's the hardest job, whatever, it's so mentally taxing. It's there's only two reasons why it would ever be mentally taxing. Alright? The first one is if it's your fucking job. Yeah. No matter what job you have, that's gonna fucking stress you the fuck out, because whether or not you have food on the table or a roof over your head is based off of that job. Yeah. And streaming in general is a very volatile job. You never know when you're gonna lose it. You never know when you're not gonna have anymore, right? And so, unless you're like making loads of money and you can comfortably, just hop on and stream whatever the fuck you want to stream, right? Yeah. Like, you're always gonna have that stress. I think people that are like at the top, there's no reason for them to have that stress, right?
Yeah, unless no. They could say they're going on vacation for a month, and the people that were subbed are probably still gonna be subbed by the time they get back. Yep, the people that are subbed are gonna be subbed. People are still gonna go back and watch they'll wait until they go live again. They're still gonna have
money. Yeah, they're still gonna have money from like any sort of like ad content. Yeah,
like, ads, sponsorships,
like any VODs,
like that, yeah.
Stuff like that will still fucking be running, right? Like, if you have like fucking Asmon like jumped on this take as well, and he was like, oh, like people with like lower viewers wouldn't get it, right? Like when you have 20,000 viewers, it's just like when you have 20,000 viewers, you can hop on stream and just leave the screen blank, and at least half of them will still fucking show up, and you'll still make fucking money off.
Yeah, if I had 20,000 viewers, look, I understand it's physically and mentally taxing to sit there for like 10 hours a day and entertain 20,000 people. We're not saying it's not, but also
no, hold on. I will jump in and say that's fucking bullshit. I've sat there for fucking 12+ hour streams and done shit like this. It's only mentally taxing if you're fucking fake. That's the only time it's mentally taxing. There's nothing mentally taxing about sitting there just having a vibe with people that enjoy you and your content. It is only mentally taxing if you are fucking fake. If you are fake, and if your job like depends on it, and there's no guarantee that the content will be good enough for people to like watch it, right? Like Asmon, if you see this, fucking talk to me. I like a lot of your takes. That one was fucking dumb, and you're so fucking wrong for it. Like streamers that like have enough to like make this their job and decide to take the leap and do it, and they have like it's not like a thing where it's like every month you're gonna have a guarantee of the same income. It's gonna be enough to fucking live off of. Those guys, more than anyone else, would know exactly how stressful it is to stream.
No, I understand.
And again, the reason isn't because streaming is hard. Streaming is the fucking easiest job in the world. I am sitting currently in my fucking underwear. Alright? At my computer, in the comfort of my room in my home. Alright? Just talking to a fucking camera, talking to a friend on a call, vibing. Alright? There's nothing stressful, nothing difficult about this. The only stressful part is the fact that if I'm not constantly producing content, and if people don't like my content, or if I can't convince them to donate, or whatever, the amount of money that I have at the end of the month when I'm done paying my fucking cards, etc., blah, 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 depends on that. The amount of money I get to, like, spend on food for the rest of that month depends on that. Like,
yeah.
That's the only stressful thing about it.
I understand. I agree.
Okay.
So
I think like a big reason of like why like you have so many like introverts in this field is because like talking to an audience is fucking scary, right? Like I'm really good at like public speaking, right? Because I kind of get into like a zone when I'm doing it. But if you were to look at me while I'm doing it, I'm like if you look at my leg, I'm fucking shaking. I remember like at school, I'm really good at winging things, right? And so even with like no information, I can just go up there and give a presentation on something
I can't do that.
About. I totally can, dude. I remember like when I was in high school for my anatomy class, they had us do a project on I can't remember what the topic was. I think it was breast cancer, and I worked on literally one slide. All right, I had no interest in this. I didn't need the credit. I didn't care, right? So everyone else did the project, and we just kind of copied information from the internet, I guess, and just threw it onto there. Because when we did the presentation, I stood up with the rest of them. They were supposed to introduce their things. I was only going to talk about the one slide that I worked on. No one knew how to answer any fucking questions. So I was like, well, I guess I'll just jump in. The information is on fucking screen. So I just kept looking at the screen, looking back at my teacher, and just kind of talking and explaining things, right? To the best of my ability. I presented the entire fucking presentation. Right? I don't like awkward situations, so I'm really good at wigging things. And, like, I remember, like, the entire time I was explaining things, right? Like, my teacher was really impressed. She was like, oh, you did a really good job. I'm like, thanks. But I was shaking. Like, my leg was shaking the entire fucking time. Right? Because I'm an introvert. I get nervous in fucking public. But when you're fucking streaming, like, yes, there could be however many people in your chat, but you're not in a call with those people. You're not seeing those people out in front of you. They're just fucking, like, they are text in a box, right?
Yeah.
Like, all that stress is fucking gone because I know what it feels like to be introverted and have the stress of, like, public speaking. That does not translate into chat. It just doesn't. That feeling does not translate.
I'm not a public speaker. I do it. And I've even shown my face and stuff like that before I became a VTuber and stuff. I think I kind of use this as a way to get better at public speaking and stuff. When I'm in small groups and stuff like that, I'm perfectly fine talking to other people and stuff. I just can't do large groups or anything like that. Like I can't stand up and be like, I'm the one talking to you guys.
Yeah, I have a hard time with that as well. I'm not very good in like large groups.
Yeah,
I usually prefer like to like avoid like super large collabs, but is that it? Is that
yeah, no, that's it. That's all I had for you.
That was the last question.
Yeah, that was the last one.
There you go. The last one.
That's really all I had for you. You know, we went through a lot actually.
We did. We actually went a little longer than I thought we were gonna.
Yeah, no. Just you know what to do. Make sure they know where to find you. Go ahead and chill out. Everything you can, everything you want.
Roza Coatl, spelled R-O-Z-A space C-O-A-T-L on everything. Except for all of the other things where instead it's Jenny Mercury. By the time this comes out, I might everything actually be branded under Jenny Mercury.
I will try my best to have everything in the description down below of everything that she is saying.
You can always talk to
also,
me. But,
check out her merch store because she shilled it earlier, but she didn't shill it now, and I'm gonna shill it now because I don't think she
that
wants
is
to.
true.
But yeah.
There's feed flops on there. I don't know what else will be on there in the future, but there are currently feed flops on
I
there.
know there's a couple
There's the
people in
no
my
step on
community
step
that would
stuff
dig
on
that
there.
type stuff. So
Yeah, there's some merch in there that's a bit more minimalist if you don't like having like VTuber stuff on you. There's a lot of meme merch on there as well. If you like meme stuff, and then there's if you are into the VTuber related merch like keychains and chibis and acrylics and what the fuck not, you can actually find that on the Lucid store. I still work with them for merch.
nice. Is there anything like any last thing you want to say before I kick you out of my club?
I'll just do like my usual outro, which is I hope you guys have a great rest of your day, and don't forget to go fuck yourself. It's healthy.
I mean, you know what? That's the best said. You know what? I think you're the first person I'm not gonna kick out. You know, I just need you to leave though. But you know, you gotta
Okay.
do it. You know.
Goodbye. Love y'all. Adios.